So growing up, I was raised by two amazing parents. I was adopted when I was 8 days old. So I was raised by two Roman Catholic parents and raised Roman Catholic my whole life, essentially. Later on in life, kind of coming into adolescence, I moved out when I was 16 years old. Again, I knew it all. I was putting on my big girl pants and taking on the world. I got pregnant at a very early age, my last year of high school, just with the wrong person, to say the least. And that's where the fear kind of came in. Then you bring a daughter into the situation, and it got worse and worse and worse, to the point where it was just not safe anymore. And so there we go onto my own little world with my daughter by myself for a few years, struggling through that and trying to go back to the church, understanding where my faith was, kind of being looked at in the wrong sense. I'm the Catholic girl that did everything the wrong way. I went backwards in life. I had the baby first. I wasn't married. I was bad for that. I was gonna go to hell. That was what I was taught, in just plain and simple. You went the wrong way. So how are you supposed to regain back from that? How are you supposed to prove to God that you are going on the right track, that you love Him and you're trying to do the best thing and trying to go there and follow the rules? There's all these rules, and I didn't have the check boxes clicked. They were all backwards. They were all over the place. Some weren't checked, some were, and I felt really out of place, and I got angry and just pulled from my faith, and nothing could really bring me back to that. I tried many times. My daughter got older. I met my current husband when she was 6, and it was quite the opposite of what I was used to in life. He became an instant dad and never fazed him. He was amazing with her, absolutely great. So through that, he proposed and we got married. And then I had my son shortly after we got married. I got pregnant and he was early. So we have another preemie. And it was a really big struggle, just like it was with my daughter, in the hospital the whole time. And again, I found myself just looking up to God and saying, what did I do here? Come on, we checked the boxes. Let's do this. Why are we going through this? And I'm angry and I don't want to be angry. We went through that struggle in life. Then my daughter's graduating grade 8 and it's a happy occasion. It's amazing, it's great. And we're doing this through the Catholic board, and we're doing it at the church, and we're at her graduation, which is like the best day ever for her and awesome for us. And that was something that her dad attended and my new family attended, and that was looked down on in our church. Something was said to me personally about that, about it not being right, and it's not acceptable to have mixed families at a celebration. That was hard. That was really tough. I took that really, really, really hard. So then I went and I discussed that with the Father. And I was essentially torn back from the church. I was put away from it, saying that, no, it's not the way it should be. So he didn't back me up. He didn't help. He didn't give me any guidance. I was again torn and hurt again. And I thought, maybe this just isn't for me. Maybe just God's not for me. My daughter continued to get older and she found youth group at Movement. And she says, Mom, you should just go one Sunday. Just check it out. Well, not gonna lie, I was really apprehensive, I don't wanna get hurt again. I don't wanna feel that way. So I waited on it for a little bit and she's like, just push, push, push. So I went, I came, changed my life. I felt a complete calm come over me. And I'm thinking to myself, this is not how I felt with church before. And then I just kept through it, kept coming. And then I started with a Bible study. And that was where I met my new best friends. And it just took off from there. And my life has just become the most amazing thing since then. I've made new friends and I've learned about God and I've learned about the Bible stories that now make sense to me. And I can understand that it's not about the rules. My biggest moment that I had, which was my turning point about a year ago, my son and I were out in London just doing some shopping, doing some mom-son stuff. We're coming back and we're rocking to our worship music and doing all those kinds of things. And he says to me, Mom, there's 2 songs on this CD that I want you to listen to. One's for you and one's for me. And I said, okay, cool, great. So he puts on the first song and he goes, this is the one that I feel like. This is what touches me. And I said, okay. And I'm listening to this song and I had to pull over. I couldn't drive anymore. I'm crying because it's just like the presence of God was with me, and I'm thinking, this is so grown up. How is my then 8.5-year-old telling me that this is how he feels about God and Jesus? And I wish that I could have been there at his age. And it's just the overwhelming feeling of happiness. And then he says to me, okay, now I want to play the song that I think is for you. And he plays this song, and I can't, every single word of that song is completely how I'm feeling, what I've gone through, where I'm at now. Like, it was just the most intense thing. It was almost like he's been with me, guiding me through this whole entire thing. And I truly believe that that day, God came down and took his hand and pushed it through my son to me. Just made me completely understand, this is it. This is what you've been waiting for. This is what you're looking for. It's not about your click boxes. It's not about checking it off. It's just about having that love for God and understanding now that all of these things that happen in my life, he loved me through the whole thing. I've loved him through the whole thing. I just pulled back because I was scared and I didn't want to disappoint. And now that I know that I can't do that, I'm gonna sin. Everybody sins, and I'm going to, and I understand that. But I don't have to make my right. I don't have to turn my wrong into a right anymore. I pray, I worship, I ask for forgiveness. I thank God every day for the blessings that I have. And he's okay with that for me.